Good morning, YouTube. It's time for a repot. I'm gonna take this big frag out and repot it. See what I put it in. I forgot. I know there's some. Oh, this is my frag Schroederi. I don't think it has like a variety name. It's just frag Schroederi. There's a guy here in town that breeds them. But yeah, it's getting kind of big and it's time for a repot. I know I have it in some lava and looks like there's some bark and some other stuff in there. I don't know really what's happening, but it's getting bigger, bigger, and it's time to divide it and put it into something that I know what I'm putting it into. So we'll just take it out. These things have sticky roots, hairy roots that like to stick to the pots. Hopefully we can get it out with minimal damage. Not too bad. Looks like it's mainly in lava, perlite, small lava, and then I put a top dressing of bark and sphagnum on top of it, just so the roots had something to get down into. Looked like it liked it. Plenty of roots. Hopefully I can get these things apart without too much damage. I'm going to be dividing it. What I'm putting it in this time will be lava again, but I'm going to use some hydrogen or lacquer expanded clay to mix in with the lava. And this thing I keep basically sitting in water. That's why I'm using the inorganics basically, because I want it to last a little bit longer. But yeah, I grow this thing sitting in water. It loves it. I just make sure I flush the water out, you know, if daily in the summertime, because it will drink it all up. But you know, frequently at all periods throughout the year, because you know you don't want the water to go stale. Let me see if we're in shot here what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just trying to separate these. I want to plant this one up separately because it's a little bit darker for some reason, the flower, than the other one. Roots. And this was in the pot for, I'd say about a year, maybe a year and a half. I repotted this thing. And it's just getting bigger and bigger. Don't want to break too much, but I don't think there's much of a way to get this thing apart. I'm trying to tease the roots apart here. And I don't want to damage any of my new growth, so I'm being careful where I'm grabbing at the base of this plant. Alright, that one's finally free. Now remember, frag roots are brittle, so try and be careful. I'll take these over to the sink. I'll pause later and give them a rinse. But yeah, lovely little green tips. These are all good roots. There might be a few squishy ones kind of in the middle, but there's not too many actually. They're all fairly good. It doesn't have any odor to it. It's more just that I wanted to kind of separate this thing because it's getting kind of big. Now, hopefully you guys don't see me break off this new growth trying to get this this leaf off. Okay. There's some older fans here that flowered already, and they basically die off, and I go in and just trim those away, which I probably will. Yeah, that one, I'll get rid of that right away. I'm gonna leave a little bit of the base there because if there's any eyes or anything like that, they'll push. Yeah, there's an eye right there. That will push up and give me a new fan. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay. This one's an old fan too. I'll cut that off. I know if you guys watch Ed, he puts dragon's blood on there to seal it up. I don't have that, unfortunately. I don't really bother with it. I just find that good airflow with these ones, and just constant or frequent flushing and watering does the best. I know I have another video long time ago how I use a bubbler system to help encourage plants too. That's if you don't want to water your plants, I guess, often. I use that to keep the water from going stale, but I basically, like I said, I water these every day from the crown down and flush the whole plant out. So that's any fungus or bacteria that's growing near the crown gets flushed away. And yeah, I'm just kind of going through some of these roots here. Looks like I'm starting to get to breaking off some of the good ones, so I'm just trying to go gently here with this. There's a piece of the rhizome there that's kind of old, but yeah, I think that one's done. I'll set that aside real quick. I'll put that in the sink and give it a wash later. And I'll come to this one. Let me get the garbage. So there's a few pieces here, it looks like, that kind of grew apart. Maybe I don't want to do 3 plants, but I might just have to. I'm kind of running out of space in my grow area. But for some reason I keep getting more plants. Alright, that's an old fan. I'll just trim up a little bit. Take off this leaf. Yeah, maybe I will just pot this one up separately. I kind of am thinking maybe I'll start selling some of my plants. I'm getting a lot of divisions and cakeys and whatnot. So. Careful for the new growth. Is this one? Yeah, that one's already done. Whoops, you guys seen it. Alright. New growth here, being careful. I take these sheaths away because, as you can see, that root's coming out there, and it helps to let the root nubbins get into the media. That's why I also top dress this one with sphagnum, because it just seems to really like that extra humidity up there towards the crown of the plant, or yeah, or root flare, or wherever you want to call it. I don't know, not crown, but yeah, the root flare or the base, so that it can kind of send out its roots. And they'll creep along the top of the pot for a little bit, and then they'll head down. That's another nice one. And we got this baby. So maybe the big baby won't be the big baby anymore. Maybe it'll be the small baby now again. And this one's growing kind of funny. It's down here and it's creeping. Tons of growth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fans on this set are still yet to bloom. Take out this middle one, the mom. It's done. So, yeah, I'll take off some of. Being careful with this one. Take off the sheath. Yeah. So this one has flowered twice already. One here and then the one from the mother. Hopefully we'll get some more flowers. This one was actually, or the first one that I separated out was actually in bloom not too long ago. I mean, that's not bad for roots that came off this plant. And you can see what it was in. Lots of perlite, lava rock, small lava rock, large lava rock, a little bit of bark. I'm going to pause the video now and I'll wash off the plants and I'll come back with clean plants. Alright, all cleaned up. Now I'll start preparing my media and some of this sphagnum for what I want to top dress the plant with. Let's see. Start here. So, you know, like watching Roger and stuff, he always breaks up the moss. But I've been doing it too. I do it for my bonsais to grow them actually in it like this. And after repotting a large cherry baby that was in pure sphagnum that had a huge root system, I think I'm gonna, if I do plant any orchid in pure sphagnum, I think I'm gonna do this. That way when it comes to repotting time, basically you could just shake the root system out kinda because getting the long fibers out of oncidium roots is no joke. So I mean, if you repot a phal or something with larger fleshy roots in sphagnum, it's a little bit easier because the roots don't get so matted and dense. But oncidiums or Miltoniopsis or anything like that, that's why I kind of been switching to inorganic, because their roots are just going crazy and I don't want to have to repot them so much. I mean, everything's getting basically a top dressing of sphagnum just to help keep humidity and stuff up, but I don't know. I have I'm gonna do a little tour in a little bit too of my grow space, but I have a large Oncidium Pacific Bingo Wild Willie, or Wild Willie Pacific Bingo, that has a nice flower spike on it, but that's in sphagnum and it's going to be coming out, and that's going to be a mess. So I don't know. I really liked my Sherry Baby in the sphagnum. It did really well. I put it in semi-hydro. I'll have to see how it does, but if I have to put it back into sphagnum, I will, but I'll just be doing this to the sphagnum because I do not want to have to go through the roots like I had to on that thing again. Honestly, and I had a large Oncidium Rosy Charm or something like that, I think. And basically I just cut the roots off because it was just like, some of them were dead. To go through all the roots and pick through the dead and the live ones, and the sphagnum ball that was so tight, I was just going to do more damage than what I did. So I kind of just went up into the middle of the plant and just cut the middle out and cleaned out the outside roots, which basically clean up a lot easier than that middle root ball. But it had plenty of new growth, so I knew that roots were they were already coming out, so I didn't want to like handle the plant too much to where I was gonna mess up any of those new root tips. So I just kind of sacrificed the middle of the root ball and got rid of it. But yeah, I think this would be a good tip if you want to repot anything with fine roots and sphagnum. Chop it up so when you come to repotting time, it just kind of falls out like that. All right, that's ready. Over this. Put these over there. So I have some lava that I boiled. And I'm just gonna mix that with this. Because like I said before, I don't really like this pure leca because it doesn't have any like stability to it. It just rolls around in the plant kinda. It can fall out of the pot easier. So what I'm doing is I'm putting them in these 8-inch pots, and then I'll put them in a mask. I might put a little hole here so they have a reservoir, or I'll just leave it without the hole. But yeah, that's the plan. I have 2 pots ready for them. I have a little bit of large lava on the bottom. Not that it really matters, but I prefer the large stuff on the bottom so that this stuff can kind of go in between the roots. And then I'm going to top dress it with a little bit of this crushed oyster shell for calcium, and then like I said, the sphagnum. So we'll get to this. Hopefully I can get both of these, or all these plants, into 2 pots. They came out of what I believe is a 12-inch pot. So 8 and 8 equals 16. Hopefully I'm getting 4 more inches, right? We'll put this one in here. This one, like I said, is a little bit darker, the flower. So I don't know why. It's all the same plant. But this one will go in here. Fairly easy. It will be the other ones that we'll probably have some trouble with. You know, I kind of want to do a video with just like no pictures, just sounds. What is an orchid person doing when you hear this sound? I think it would be kind of funny, because I think we all go through these same things where we are doing our videos and we're making these sounds and we automatically know what the person is doing when it comes to orchids, when it comes to growing these orchids. Hopefully I have enough media. It's kind of going all over the floor. I think that's good enough. Give it a top dressing of sphagnum. Not necessarily, I guess, in the center of the pot, but it will work. So let me sprinkle some of this. Chopped sphagnum. And you know what? It's almost nicer too having the chopped sphagnum, because it settles on the surface a little bit better than when you have to use clumps. So it's a nicer presentation. Okay, so one done. Put one of these tags in here, both the same. Okay. Oops, well, I guess I gotta make one. I just like keeping this one because this one had the name of the place that I got them from at. But we'll do that. And now, because I got the clear pots, I'll be able to see what's kind of going on in there. Okay. Let's see, here's the 3 clumps. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and put the newer growths towards the middle. So as the old ones kind of die, I can clip them away, and then when the new ones send out their new growths, they will be able to go towards the edge of the pot then. Well, it looks pretty decent. Like I'll be able to get it in. Maybe I'll take out some of that lava. get all the bases of the plants together. And at the same height. And then filling it in. That deep. Gotta keep them down. Being careful of these roots and stuff. I already see that I broke one root tip. Like I'll just have just enough media here. Hopefully everyone's hot enough. Sorry for blocking the view. Okay. It's kind of wiggly, but it will do. Once I put some sphagnum in here, it'll help prop and support the plant. I'm just hoping that there's not a huge, yeah, there's an air gap in the middle. I'm gonna run and get some more hydrogen real quick. See if I can't get some of this down into the middle of the plant here. There we go. Feels better. Alright, close the oyster shell. Good thing I'm the one cleaning up the mess, right? Then we'll top it off with the sphagnum again. this one, I pretty much give full western sun to. It's on a porch, so when the evening sun is blaring onto my porch, that's what it's getting, and it goes a little bit yellower, a little bit, kind of like maybe the color of this leaf. But that's how I get the good flowers in the spring, and it flowers for me all year long, all year round, I should say. So that one looks like it's gonna be okay. Just looking at the roots, see if there's any more air gaps. That looks all good. Plant seems stable enough. So yeah, that one's done. I'll give them both a good watering, put a little water in their reservoir, and hopefully they'll continue to take off and give me plenty of flowers. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the subscribers. Have a good day.